So before we go into our Raw review tonight, we have a special announcement for you guys. We, the other day, British Fist, hit 2,000 subscribers, a feat which we are very happy to hit, aren't we, NJ?
With 2,000 being a big number compared to the 1,000 we've already hit, we thank you very much, especially all the new subscribers that have came in. So thank you very much for helping us to get to where we are now.
Indeed, and we will have a video on sometime later in the week, probably Sunday, celebrating the 2,000 subscribers, and we'll have a special surprise lined up for you later on this week. So make sure you tune in for that video. And now comes the Raw review. Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Raw review of us, the British Fist. Mr. Parkin here, and this guy sitting next to me, the one and only NJ.
What's up?
Show him some love, people. It's subscribe above, like this video, and comment any thoughts you have on this edition of Raw down in the comment section below.
Actually, contact us in the link in the box below.
Yes, indeed. So this 3-hour edition of Raw, straight after last week, which is a 2.8 compared to a 2.5 of last week. We opened the show with Big Show. This was the second week going into Hell in a Cell now, so the going show is next week, of course. Big Show opens the show. It's nice to actually, for me personally, it was nice to see someone else open the show other than CM Punk, because to me personally, CM Punk opening the show has got really stale lately. So for me personally, to see someone else, even though it was Big Show opening the show, it was kind of refreshing to me.
Well, if we move this segment and the next segment, I would have done it the other way around, but just because when Big Show opened, his part didn't really... Yes, it showed a few video packages. It showed some direction for the video packages, but the actual thing that Big Show did, it didn't feel that it had much story to it.
Well, I mean, he basically got on the mic and called out Daniel Bryan because he wanted revenge on the 45-second loss at TLC last year, and you then get this backstage segment with Kane laughing at Daniel Bryan, saying that he's got to be in this match now. Kane laughing at Daniel Bryan kind of reminded me of Tony Atlas laughing at David Otunga. But we go straight into the match: Big Show versus Daniel Bryan. It actually went to advert, I believe, during the match somewhere, but we got about 6.5 minutes. The crowd were well behind Bryan as we expected. Then we get the sequence of events where Big Show beats Daniel Bryan, and then he goes to WMD again, and Kane protects Daniel Bryan.
Well, this... I don't really know what to say about this, because with Big Show bringing up the past thing, just because Sheamus was bringing it up, it had a bit of story to it, but... Then this whole thing with Daniel Bryan, he in a way made Big Show look like a threat because he didn't really want to be in the ring with Big Show. Kane coming down helped the story to make Big Show look like a big deal. But then Big Show walks away from Kane, and it was obviously, you've been beating Kane in the past, you've been the monster over Kane. I thought it was a little bit off, but in all honesty, it made Big Show look semi-ready for Sheamus.
Yeah, and it was a different way to open the show, and you got the tag champs in the opening segment of the show as well, so I can't complain. Just something refreshing to open Raw, which is needed every now and then, especially with a match happening right after this segment, which was quite short. We then have who will face CM Punk at Hell in a Cell, Part 1. You have CM Punk coming out, to me, just talking a load of drivel for about 5 minutes before Vince McMahon comes out saying in the main event there's going to be a contract signing where we'll find out Punk's opponent for Hell in a Cell. It just seemed like the segment went on way too long for what it was, and CM Punk was just talking drivel, really.
Well, out of this and the Big Show thing, I would have probably had this the opener just because it followed on from last week. You had Heyman introducing CM Punk, then you had Punk coming out and Big McMahon coming out, and it got straight to the point where obviously CM Punk weren't going to pick his opponent, even though he had something unrevealed that we never actually found out what it was. Then we found out that he's the devil and blah blah blah. Vince McMahon makes the thing that later tonight is going to be a contract signing. So anyway, I thought this was the way what it should have opened, followed from last week, and gives us what's happening for the rest of the night.
I imagine WWE are doing this simply because they want to keep the rating up after the opening segment. They know the opening segment generally gets a good rating, so they're trying to keep the rating up. I think that's why they're doing it, but who really knows? Who will face CM Punk at Hell in a Cell? Part 2. Basically, CM Punk wants to fight Vince McMahon, but Vince puts Heyman in the match instead, which never actually happened.
Well, the way I see it is that Heyman wrestling, I don't really like it when they use like commentators or people who shouldn't wrestle to be wrestling. So I'm glad we didn't get this, and it was just to hype up more to the Vince McMahon and CM Punk feud we have going to Hell in a Cell.
Two former teammates colliding. Broadus Clay versus Alberto Del Rio. It seems that the Orton Del Rio match has been made official for Hell in a Cell. That means, well, that's I believe, the fourth match on the card that we found out by the end of tonight. 4 matches is not enough. Del Rio wins his match with an arm breaker. It seemed to me like Brodus got most of his stuff in, but pretty much, I don't even know why this match is really on there. It was only on there to really, why not just announce Orton Del Rio and just have this on SmackDown?
The fact we didn't get an Orton segment either within Raw or on the Titantron or just something to hype up SmackDown this segment, all we really got was a filler kind of match just to have Del Rio get a winner of Broadus Clay. And Broadus Clay is nowhere where he used to be when he was with Del Rio. So this match I really felt was pretty bad.
It was there to make Del Rio look strong, essentially. Now, be warned, people, the next 4 segments of the show, you may hear me laughing a lot, and there's a reason for that. Ryder and Santino versus primetime players. We come back to adverts to this match in progress, and you can pretty much tell that this match was going to be very quick, and it essentially was quick, because it was there really to have the band come out for another pointless appearance, but they're dressed up. They're dressed up as rockers this time.
We have the X-Pac looking characters coming out, and I really think they're trying to build them up to something that they're going to fail in when they do actually get to the point where they're going at. But they've attacked Santino, they've attacked Zack Ryder, so it looks like there's going to be a flipping tag match somewhere down the line. I don't really care, but the thing is, they didn't just get this segment. That this pointer's going to a bar, interrupt a band, blah blah blah, in and out, and that was it. I really am not enjoying the band stuff they're going on with.
I'll say this, it is pointless, but my god, it did not make me laugh in this show. The fact that you said it was X-Pac coming out and it was Drew McIntyre, and Jinder Mahal just does not fit in this group. He's trying to rock out on the stage, but he's an Indian guy with a turban. You see the guy in the crowd that was just pointing at him, like, trying to shake his hand, and he didn't, no, fucking shaking your hand. I'm CM Punk in your ass. Oh, god. Do you think they'll do primetime players versus Sin Cara and Rey at Hell in a Cell?
Primetime players I really do not care about, and they're trying to make them a big deal and stuff, but I'm still not buying into them. So if they want to face Sin Cara and Rey, go for it.
Then out comes Ziggler, saying that he's worked his way to the top and how Ryback is getting silver spooned this way. And then out comes David Otunga, saying that he deserves a title shot. So AJ puts both of them in a handicap match with Ryback. And I don't know, Ziggler took a walk in this match pretty much, and Otunga basically is Ryback's dinner. I just found it funny, the fact that you knew the internet fans are going to be like, oh no, they made Ryback in a 2-in-1 handicap match involving Dolph Ziggler. And I'm just like, yeah, why not? Fuck it, you might as well do it.
This was pretty ridiculous, because first we had Ziggler mentioning that he's going to be versus CM Punk at Hell in a Cell. He wants to become the WWE champion. Then he's going to go on and fight, cash in, become World Heavyweight Champion, which he should do.
In the same night.
Because this is the big opportunity for him to become the World Heavyweight Champion in the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But the match, I think it was pretty horrible, because every person who's been saying that Ziggler's going to become a main eventer, he's going to become someone to watch out for, he's going to become, there's a chance he could become a good World Heavyweight Champion, because you see bad booking and all of a sudden magically they're the best there is. But right now, the fact that WWE are doing this to him against Ryback, who is going to continue looking strong until possibly Hell in a Cell, it was just not really good for Ziggler.
Ziggler fans, you can't really complain about this. He got one shot in on Dolph Ziggler, then he walked out and he didn't eat the pin, so he didn't look weak from this at all, really. So I don't have many problems with it. Giving Ryback another sort of 2-on-1. Antonio Cesaro versus Justin Gabriel. USA! USA! Justin Gabriel's from South Africa, and Antonio Cesaro's from Switzerland. The crowd are on fire tonight, NJ.
That was very true. I think with Antonio Cesaro, this match was okay. It wasn't the best match. With Justin Gabriel, you could see he could perform. Yeah. You could see he could do this, he could do that. But you're treating him as a person to put Cesaro over in this match.
As he should.
And it was just, I just think, a bit appalling for Justin Gabriel. Cesaro, I still do not care about. But US champion, who's he going to face at the pay-per-view? Doesn't look like he's going to have a match.
We don't really know who he's feuding with. My opinion on the match, it was a pretty decent match for what it was. I mean, you had the nice finish of Gabriel springing into the uppercut. I thought it was a nice way to finish the match. It's probably the best Antonio Cesaro has looked in a match. It's just a shame that WWE have given us no reason to care about him. Matt Striker versus Kane. How is this match sanctioned? I mean, why? How would you have an announcer go up against Kane?
The thing about this match I want to say is that I do not like this kind of stuff that you're having a announcer wrestling. Like I said earlier in the review, but the thing I want to say about this is that Matt Striker has wanted to come back to be a wrestler again. He said that when he had these little attacks backstage with Kane, he's felt the urge to get back to the ring. So for him to get this match, it went the way that you expect. He was trying to get out of it, went through a huggy stuff,
Oh, it was funny.
but then Kane did like, no, come back here, and started bear hugging him and just taking him down for the 1, 2, 3.
And then Kane introduced him after the match. I couldn't have put it better myself, Matt Striker. Is that not the best interview Matt Striker has done on Raw?
That was very comedic, which is very good. I could forgive Kane for that. But after his good promo he cut to there.
Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, then he starts saying, I'm the tag team champion. It goes back to the Kane that I thought ridiculous move on.
Well, we have a Miz TV segment next with Kofi Kingston. They're hyping to a match on main event rather than Hell in a Cell. I understand they're trying to hype up main event as this big TV show had 1.2 million viewers watching it, but why are they having this match on free TV, then main event, then possibly at the pay-per-view?
With the Miz not really having much going for him, and this Kofi feud coming out of really almost nowhere, they are really trying to emphasise this feud actually taking place. But the fact that you're having it, Miz doing one thing, another, Kofi doing another, Miz doing another, it is adding up to possibly a pay-per-view, either a pre-show or the pay-per-view match. But we've already seen it a few times now. Why would we want to see it at the pay-per-view?
And Miz was in full burial mode tonight, wasn't he? Basically, he was sugarcoating it, saying, Kofi Kingston equals mid-carder forever, bitch. And to be honest, I think Kofi Kingston had a very good chance to stand out on the mic here. And for me, he just didn't take that opportunity, in my opinion. He's never really been that great on the mic, which is why they could never push him to a main event status.
He tried to cut a fight back again by saying, me defeating you for the title is what must be seen and stuff. So he was trying to get in there, but when you go against The Miz, who is a great mic talker, hence why he was in the main event for a period of time, it was going to be difficult. But with Kofi Kingston, I could have seen him going for one of the bigger belts, but they just obviously slipped that up.
And we have Miz and Kofi later tonight. We'll give more of our opinions on that when we get to the match, guys. Sheamus versus Wade Barrett. So they decide to give this away on free TV for the second week in a row. And as I was watching this match, NJ, it went about 16 minutes. It was a very good match. And I couldn't help but think to myself, God damn, just imagine if WWE hyped this up to a freaking pay-per-view rather than give it free on free TV 2 weeks in a fucking row.
It's a bit of a shame that with these two wrestlers who have the same in-ring ability against each other, they could have made this a really strong feud, especially if Sheamus keeps his belt and was to lose his belt after this long run of undefeated to Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett can do whatever champion. But the fact we've seen this match twice, yes, they both ended DQ, so it does able them to have a proper match somewhere down the line, just like a bit like CM Punk and Bryan first did. But right now, the way they're doing it, it hints it could possibly happen again.
WWE Network don't really care about Big Show, do they? As soon as he came out on the ramp with a chair, they were like, "Now we're going to adverts. Fuck this shit." And then Big Show causes the DQ. And then we get to this sequence of events, which is really one of the reasons why people have started to dislike Sheamus. Okay, so you get the DQ finish. Okay, Sheamus then bro kicks Wade Barrett after Big Show kind of knocks him out, and then clotheslines Big Show over the top rope. You know, it's booking like this which is making people not like Sheamus right now, really.
The thing
really
is, Big Show was distracting Sheamus. Wade Barrett was getting up, and all Sheamus did was turn around and go, "Right, I'm taking you down." I'm thinking, what is that doing for Wade Barrett? Yes, Wade Barrett's not hinted to get a pay-per-view match, but he's still possibly one of your next big main eventers. and you're just treating him like he's in the ring with Sheamus, but when the match ends, you're putting all the emphasis back on Sheamus, which you should, because he's at a match at the pay-per-view, but this is not making Barrett look anywhere near good.
You know, Vincent Manners just said to creative, let's just go back to the early days of booking Triple H, brother, and protect him at every point we can. Eve Torres versus Layla for the Divas Championship was up next. Wasn't the whole point of this match wasn't this supposed to be building to a pay-per-view match? Again, another pay-per-view match on free TV? Why?
I don't really know why the title had been on the line. If it was non-title, to give them just a match or do a tag match, just something, then put the belt on the line. It really feels like the possible matches to kill at the pay-per-view, they're just for some reason spoiling it beforehand. But the match itself, I really lost attention.
I mean, it was a good match. I mean, it was a decent match between these two. It's just a shame that they don't really give us anything to go off, really. I mean, I feel got to the point now where me and you were talking about this during the show. We can't really care about the Divas anymore, and it's a real shame because you kind of feel sorry for the performers. They go out there to a dead crowd, no storyline, the matches are very short, and what the fuck is the point in them going out there? I mean, Eve wins, even though Layla had her foot on the rope. That'll be a way of continuing this as a pay-per-view, but it's such a shame, really, with these performers in there like Layla, that people just can't really get behind the match.
With all the big divas possibly leaving, I just think they should stick to photography on the WWE.com website.
And the crowd was sarcastically chanting, "This is awesome! This is awesome!"
Bad stuff.
Oh, AJ, Kane versus Big Show is going to be next week. That's going to be a great exhibition of technical wrestling, isn't it?
Every time they've shown this, yes, when it first happened, I was all for it. Tag team partners breaking up, going against each other. That May 9th, 16th thing, that was all good. But then they kept using it. Their characters started to go down, so the matches don't work anymore. And they've done this match, I think, a few too many times for us to care. But we'll have to see how it goes, and if Daniel Bryan's going to get involved, because Kane got involved this week.
And let us know if you're looking forward to that match in the comment section below. I'm guessing you internet nerds will probably say, nah! Epico and Primo versus Rhodes Scholars. This was an interesting match. I mean, apparently Rey Mysterio is under the weather, so the final won't be till next week. And there was that great joke on Twitter where the comedy creative Twitter guy said that Rey Mysterio fell under the weather after mere moments of seeing this week's Raw script. I like that. That was a great tweet.
But with this match, I guess with the tag team still not as strong as they should be or used to be, however you want to see it, they had to do this match. And it was not awful, I wouldn't say. It went down okay, but then as the match went on, you knew, obviously, they were going to pay most attention to the No More Killers for the next week's final, the Rhodes Scholars.
Yeah, and this match has actually worked pretty well. I mean, you had Sandow and Rhodes pretty much dominating the match as the heel, keeping the faces away from the hot tag. When the hot tag came, though, the crowd weren't really that excited. Sandow and Rhodes get the victory, as they damn well should have, going into next week's finals, essentially. Kofi Kingston versus Miz. You know, like I said, why not just have the promo segment, have them fight on main event, and then have that maybe lead to the match at the pay-per-view? Why do they have to have a match here? I mean, what's the point? Is it just to fill the 3 hours?
I'm quite against the fact that they've already done it on a Wednesday and they're about to have a second one. They've done it on Raw. I think they've really blown this a little bit. They should have just probably done that segment they did on Raw, then stuck onto this Raw where this match would have been announced, probably tease something next week and then gone on to pay-per-view. But it's not the case, so I'm hoping or looking forward to the match. I'd say it could still be a good match, but we've already seen it numerous times beforehand.
It's another example of WWE putting matches on free TV and then all of a sudden wanting for us to pay for them on a pay-per-view. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works, WWE. Miz got fucked up with that Trouble in Paradise, didn't he? His head just went boom! 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 Which is quite ironic because that's what Miz said. That's all Kofi Kingston is. Boom, 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 right?
Pretty much.
And Kofi Kingston wins, looking strong, going into main event. I wonder if they'll be able to actually have that match now with Miz. It seems like he got some pretty bad whiplash on that Trouble in Paradise.
The medics did surround him, make it look like it was something big, but I have a big feeling that there's going to be a chance they're going to do the match, but hopefully have it either not happen, so it happens at the pay-per-view, or happen unclean, or just want something to happen, because a pay-per-view match, instead of just using it on flipping Wednesday or on Raw SmackDown, would be a good idea.
Then we get to our main event of the evening. Who will face CM Punk at Hell in a Cell, Part 3? you notice how when they were introducing John Cena and Ryback, John Cena got a way better reaction than Ryback, which is no surprise, really. You get to the segment itself. John Cena gets on the mic and says, has a little back and forth with CM Punk, and says, Punk needs an ass whooping. And it looks like that Ryback is going to be the one to give CM Punk that ass whooping. So it is Ryback versus CM Punk at Hell in a Cell. And all I can say, NJ, is feed him Punk! Feed him Punk! Feed him Punk! I don't give a shit what you internet nerds say. Feed me Punk! Feed me Punk!
I look at this, you have great mic work again between Punk and Vince McMahon to tease it. Then that makes Cena step in to try and defend his boss, blah, blah, blah. And with Ryback, yes, I can see why they're doing it, because maybe Cena's not 100%. He hasn't got that armband, so he seems to be a bit better, but he didn't want to take the risk in Hell in a Cell. So Ryback's stepping in. Okay, and it is for the title. Vince made that clear.
In Hell in a Cell as
so
well.
Ryback's getting two big things happening in this pay-per-view, and going against Punk, which he takes out after the contract signed. And okay, we've got our main event sorted. Am I looking forward to it? Not really. But there we go, it's booked. Ryback seems to be happy.
Hell, at least this, of course he's happy, he's getting a main event, but at least this is an example of, we haven't seen this match on free TV yet. It is a fresh match on TV. Is Ryback ready for it? No. Is he basically filling Cena's spot for now? Yes. Is it the right decision? Well, if Cena's injured and you want to prolong him for the big pay-per-views that you've got coming up, which they do, then essentially in the long term, this is the right decision in my opinion. So Ryback versus Punk, if it's going to let Cena heal up a little bit more for the future, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, etc., then I am all for it. It at least gets... I think it would be a difficult decision. Who does Vince McMahon make win that? The Unstoppable Force or CM Punk the champion? Who does he make win? Because I really could make a case for either guy, honestly.
Well, the thing about this is that maybe this is going to be a topical video going down the line. Now we know this match is happening. But the way I see it is that we've got the Rock at Royal Rumble, CM Punk and Cena being a big feud for the WWE. Do they really want Ryback to be involved?
Oh, you could see Vince McMahon saying, I want this guy as my champion. You can remember look how much he was bigging him up during the main event scene and during that little backstage promo there where he was saying, they call you the unstoppable monster. Nobody can stop you because you're my guy. Vincent Kennedy McMahon's WWE Machine Creation brother. But yeah, anyway, so what are your overall thoughts on this Raw?
I will say this, I tweeted this, which I agree with. This Raw did not feel 3 hours, it felt longer. I was really thinking, what the hell's wrong with this show? They did numerous stuff backstage or segments that were repeated in some way. They're really hyping up the main event, but overall, I did not feel much Hell in a Cell stuff related. Like, they didn't really, apart from the Del Rio and the main event stuff, I did not feel that this was hinted towards Hell in a Cell.
We've got 4 matches for Hell in a Cell, and we're about 2 weeks away from the show. I will say this, though. Raw had 4 segments in a row, and you saw me, because I was laughing my ass off at this, that made me legitimately laugh and mark out. And that is the first time on a 3-hour Raw that has happened. Yes, it was very long, and we were very jaded afterwards. We do watch this at 1 till 4 in the morning, but I say it was an okay show. That's all I can really say about it. And feed me more, feed me more, feed me more. I don't care what you internet nerds think, but there we go. So put your thoughts on this Raw, if you have any, of course, down in that comment section below. And I will hand you over now to the Right and Honourable NJ.
This has been another long Raw review, but we had a lot to say, and hopefully we've given you enough information for you to leave your comments in the comments section below. And from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, thank you very much for watching another review. And until next time, YouTubers, you know what I'm going to say. Goodbye.